concern was mostly about the country's security. Security means it is not just the protection of the border. Security is your values kept secure within you. He felt there is a great breach of security. Of course, there was a scope for the breach of security at the borders also. More than that, there were more internal enemies were equally poisonous or dangerous compared to external enemies. The internal enemies would like to see that anything of the past should get destroyed. We should start on a clean slate. And all the present difficulties of the humanity itself is due to the practice of religion by the people. Such theories became popular amongst youth, amongst some section of the society. They are not correct, but that is how they would like to lead the people to forget all the past culture, and then start a new order. The new order is again not going to be democratic. The new order will be absolutely authoritarian, a kind of despotism, ruthlessness, and no individual freedom or anything. But to bring to that stage, the world has to be destroyed. So all good values are their enemies. So a university was created by our great political leaders in Delhi only to do this job of destroying our old culture, destroying our old values. And the youth should be prepared, and they should get infiltrated into the administration, into police, into every part of life to see the whole ruin is extended throughout the country. So these things were very much annoying him, and he had some discussions with the army people and others to think about the national security, physical security. So far as the other security is concerned, he relied on Rudra. 29 days of yajnam was done at Bhimli in 1994 to achieve that security for us. And then after that, Rudra Havan was conducted all over India. Nearly 500 of them got done at various locations, in the tribal areas, in border areas, everywhere, in Leh also. So, not only the divine intervention, the human effort also he put in to get the divine grace, to earn the divine grace in the interest of this country. He is a great patriot. So, most of his attention was drawn towards the plight of this country. He felt the country is going in a wrong direction. Before it is too late to get it back to the original track, he interfered. Normally, it is not the job of the spiritual master to interfere into the country's affairs. They are supposed to guide those who seek them for emancipation. But indirectly, the whole atmosphere would get vitiated, and it would not be possible for anybody being born in this country to think of evolution, to think of God, to think of liberation or anything. You may reach that stage. So, the environment or the ecosystem has to be made all right so that there are people who would seek the liberation, at least. So, that way he has been putting the maximum of effort to rectify the affairs in the country. See, as I could see, the last phase was not a very happy one, because on every front it was an uphill task. It was not so easy to get anything done. If the country is concerned, the country has, though the leaders would agree with him, they have to go through a parliamentary procedure. The parliament has to approve, and then upper house has to get approval. Then the president has to agree. So many things are supposed to take place. It's not easy to get anything good done, though I am convinced it would be done. Leaders should be convinced, but the procedure is not going to be so easy at all. The beginning of the country's administration, the drafting of the constitution itself has certain congenital defects. They were a kind of people with noble mind. They never thought country would drift in this direction, this way. For example, they give protection to minorities. If you talk ill of them, if you write ill of them, you are punishable. But if they talk ill of you, it is not a crime at all. There is no protection for the majority. There is no guarantee for the majority, where there is every guarantee for the minority. For example, I gave one example. For this to get changed, you have to change the constitution. For the constitution to get changed, 3/4 of the parliament members have to vote for it. So you should get such a big majority, and then it has to be pushed through, and without any agitation and all that, it takes quite a time. So many things that the constitution, fathers of the constitution did not anticipate, that happened in this country. Extraordinary assertion of privileges, rights of certain section of people at the cost of others, that was not anticipated by the fathers of constitution. That happened. So Bourdieu has constantly been thinking as how it could be changed, and he gave his open expression that minor cosmetic changes will not help. Major constitutional change only could help this kind of imbalance. So there are certain issues like this which was worrying him. I would not use the word worry. It was occupying his mind. And certainly in the days to come, a solution will be found. either through a smooth way or through a rough way. We don't know how it would happen. If anything happens in that direction, you should remember that it is Guruji's work only. Then, one more thing. He used to tell me, we have a habit of giving a lot of importance to opinions, ideas, advice given from someone from abroad. We hail so much Sir John Woodruff, who wrote about serpent power or the Kundalini Shakti. Everybody is praising him. Not even 1,000th of the praise is heaped on Patanjali. Example. So, Guruji said, if that is the case, if I go on giving my advice from the rooftop, nobody is going to hear. How do you think if I am born outside the country and then preach Hindus about Hinduism, the values of Hinduism? Is it not a good idea? He asked. Yes, sir, it's a good idea, I said. Then he asked me which country I should be born. Then how can I say, no, I will abide by your decision, he said. You decide, I will abide by your decision. Then I said, give me time, 4 to 5 minutes. First, is it America? No. Highly materialistic. They supply arms to both the people and make them fight. They are traders. British, they are too cunning. French people, they have only laudable ideals and the spiritual orientation, they don't care. If you go to a church on a Sunday, only 4 or 5 old people will be sitting there. No one else. And some of them have been sold, converted into supermarkets. So France is no good. Italians, they are not very honest. So, with the little knowledge that I had about Europe or about the world, I went on discarding countries. I had seen Holland, Netherlands. I stayed for 2-3 days. And then I found the people to be so soft, sattvic, strong and sattvic. Then I said, non-controversial, non-assertive on anything. They don't assert on culture, they don't assert on aesthetic, they don't assert on politics, they don't assert on business. That kind of assertive nature is not there. I thought it's a good thing. Then I told Guruji, sir, you can take birth in Netherlands, Holland. Then he said, yes. Then what about us? How would we know? Then he said, you people will not know about me. Maybe your children may recognize me, he said. So I don't know if someone is born, whether our children are going to recognize them, I don't know. But certainly you can expect someone from Holland would take on the Hindu values, Hindu culture, civilization and scriptures and give a lot of teaching to us, and we will just say, oh, so great a man. We are going to praise him quite a bit. That is going to happen.